Welcome to Turn Writing Fear Around podcast. Simple methods to overcome fear and start writing again. I'm Elise Sittinger, and I'm the host for your journey to courage. This is episode 142, From Panic to Peace, a writer's emotional reset story. One minute you're holding the reins, having an amazing ride, and the next minute you're in sheer panic and your emotions are holding you. Now, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to try and not get emotional, but I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and I was riding my pony up in the mountains before school, all by myself. I did it every morning almost. And probably 3 or 4 miles from home, just riding along, and a mountain lion dropped off a cliff onto the back of my pony. Thankfully, he missed. Just damaged her tail a little bit and got some scratches on her butt, but pretty much missed. But I didn't know that at the time. So here's this little kid riding along on her pony, and I kind of saw out of the corner of my eyes the mountain lion heading towards us. And that was extreme panic. Not only that, but my pony had bucked me off every day, and then she would go home and I'd walk home. So when she got tired of me riding, she bucked me off and off she went. This day, I knew I had to hang on. So there I was, hanging on for dear life as my pony is racing as fast as her little feet will take her on a little deer trail through the mountains, tight turns, back and forth. And I'm convinced that that mountain lion is chasing us right on our tail. I'm not looking back. So I reach down and I grab around her neck and I hang on for dear life. But what I can tell you is while I was hanging on, I don't remember the panic. The panic left. I just was so focused on hanging on. I knew I had to hang on. And really looking back at that, we can name what's happening. This is panic. That was panic in that moment. That immediately separates us from that feeling. And I know that from looking back at that situation. I panicked and I thought in just the blink of an eye, what do I need to do? I needed to hang on to the neck. So it took that panic and it removed it from me. The next thing is I remember breathing. I remember just breathing into her neck, just taking deep breaths because I knew I didn't want to pass out. I knew I had to keep breathing, hanging onto her neck. One thing I know now that I could have done was to make sure I was exhaling completely because that exhales out panic and anxiety. And then I just remembering we're going to make it. We're going to make it home. We're going to make it home. And I remember the sound of her feet. I completely immersed myself in the sound of her footfalls. Whatever it is for you, immerse yourself in something you hear. Sound. Humming, singing, your horse's footfall, um, thoughts. Thoughts can also be a way of sound. Think about just you're going to make it. You're going to make it out of that panic situation. And once you have the chance, reclaim your peace. Oh my gosh, when I got home and I was still on my pony, I think I was more proud of making it home on my pony. It's gonna make me cry. Sorry, guys. I was ecstatic. It took a mountain lion to get me all the way home, but from then on, I knew I could make it home on my pony. without getting bucked off. And so I found peace in the fact that I did it. I survived. I rode her home, even with the fear of the mountain lion. So here's the 4 steps. When you feel panic, we all feel panic. There are people that will not admit it, but we all have felt panic. And hopefully we don't put ourselves in a situation where we're going to panic, but it happens. Take that panic and just see it leave. Just see that panic leave because panic doesn't help you. Next thing is just breathe. Take a breath. Think about it. Think about what you can do and do it. Then include sound into that. Include sound. Sound helps us ground. The vibration of sound really helps us stay in the moment. Footfalls, humming, singing, um, whatever it is for you, make sure you include some sound. And then when the situation is over, celebrate some things about what happened. Find things to celebrate. You'll remember it much differently if you find the things to celebrate. I remember I was the first time I made it home on my pony without her bucking me off. This is after a mountain lion attack. And that's what I remember. I made it home. I made it home without her bucking me off. So those are the steps. I'll put those in the description so you can go through them kind of at your own pace. I know I've gone through them pretty quick here. But remember, you can go from panic to peace. You can you can take charge of the things that you can be in control of. And if you'd like a little help in working through this for you, I'll put a link in the description below to a Calm Ride strategy call, and we can talk about what you're afraid of, what your panic points are, and how to put a plan in place so that you know what to do in case that happens. The call's free, and I can really help you feel better about knowing what you're going to do when something happens. Like, share, subscribe. Help me get to more riders that are anxious and have confidence issues, especially the ones that don't want to admit it. They may see the podcast and I may be able to help them. Hopefully, you have an amazing day. See you guys later.